Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The number of urgent operations which get cancelled has hit a record high. NHS England figures show more than 4,000 urgent procedures were cancelled last year, a 27% rise over the last 2 years. The NHS has also been under fire over cost-cutting plans to ration hip and knee replacements to patients in such severe pain that they can't sleep or carry out daily tasks. Our health and social care correspondent, Victoria MacDonald, reports.
I'll come round this side for you. Can you hear me a little bit better?
I just want to go home, that's all.
I know you do.
It's
Janet Heath came into Milton Keynes Hospital 2 weeks before Christmas after a fall. As she says, she just wants to go home.
So I thought I'm under home reading the paper or watching television, because sitting like I am now all day.
This is not a lack of social care, though. It's a lack of rehab beds in the community, so one part of the NHS causing a problem for another. In fact, social services has stepped in and offered to help so she can go home next week. Because like all trusts, they desperately need the beds. At 2 p.m. today, 20 people were due to be discharged, 10 more possibly could go, and only 3 spare beds were left in the entire hospital.
We've only been here an hour and already all these bays are full and more patients are coming in all the time, just adding to the feeling of the relentless pressure that the NHS has been under. And actually, this is a hospital that has coped reasonably well this winter.
England's NHS as a whole, though, the data paints a bleak picture. The number of urgent operations cancelled last year across the health service is now the highest on record. Just over 4,000 were cancelled, including cancer operations, a 27% rise in the space of just 2 years. And the weekly winter report shows A&E attendances continue to increase, up 5,000 on the previous week, and emergency admissions up 2,300.
I've been out since early yesterday morning. I've seen one doctor so far and mainly nurses.
76-year-old Stephen Pluck from Bletchley has spent the night in resus while his diabetes is monitored. They're hoping not to admit him. Every trust is expected to plan for winter, but with the pressures year-round, there's little give in the system.
It's been a difficult week. Most of the weeks over the winter have been tough. We have been on red escalation for most of this week, which means that most days we come into patients waiting in A&E for beds for admission, sometimes up to 15, 20 patients waiting for beds, and we have no adult capacity.
Inevitably, the question of money comes up. Today there are accusations of hip and knee replacement operations being rationed. The government says, though, it has given more funding.
We can always look to how we spend what money we get currently. We know that there are significant blocks both in our services that support acute hospitals, be they community, mental health or indeed social care, and of course we can do things better in hospital.
And in many ways that's Mrs. Heath's problem. The hospital and staff might be coping, but with no community beds, she becomes stuck for weeks on end.
I've been